Hello there, and welcome to Women's Business.
My name is Dr. Marianne Shallcross Smith, known to most as Dr. Daycare, and this is my co-host, Amy Vogel. We'd like to welcome you to our mentoring program designed to educate our community on issues facing working women. We will be speaking to our guests in the areas art, sciences, health, education, law, medicine, politics, community service, military, and business.
The goal of the show is to provide information that comes only from personal experience and to pass this information down to our daughters, nieces, neighbors, family, and friends. Much of the content will relate to the guest speaker's journey in their profession, what they have learned most about this process, and what they wished they had known before this journey began. Since women-owned businesses are the fastest growing sector of our economy, my guests will close with what lesson they would like to pass on to the viewing audience. Thank you for joining us on Women's Business. We are honored to welcome Pin Minyvong from Mini Meals. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good,
job,
thanks. Thank you. So we're excited to learn about your journey.
Okay.
You own a catering company. And how did this begin? How did it all start for you?
Well, the business actually started by mistake.
This sounds like a very good mistake. I need to make a mistake like this.
Yes, so I started documenting my food journey on Instagram. And it just caught on a lot of attention, and people just reached out to me and was asking questions like, how do I get my hands on these meals? And I never thought of it to be a business, but just a favor to someone, because I love sharing my food and I love cooking. So my friend Ray from the gym asked me to meal prep for him. So I meal prepped for him, and it was about 10 meals that he wanted for the week. He posted the pictures on Instagram.
Wow.
I posted the pictures, and it kind of just went from that point on. So I thought, why not make it a business? So last year, 2019, is when we registered the business with the state, and we have been nonstop since.
That's amazing. So how did you get into cooking? Have you always liked to cook, or was it a recent passion?
Yes, I've always loved to cook. I was that kid in the kitchen where my mother would always shoo me away. I was always curious what she was doing, always wanting to learn, and I was always a curious kid to begin with. I always asked questions, and so that's how I got into cooking, was just watching my mother in the kitchen.
That's amazing. Now, what type of food do you cook?
So I kind of cooked everything.
You do?
Yes. So I am the second generation here. My parents are refugees from Laos. Wow. So I have the honor to be, an Asian American.
That's wonderful.
So I know how to cook a mean lasagna.
That's wonderful.
I didn't expect that, but that is pretty cool.
Yeah, with my Asian twist to it. So,
absolutely.
I do, keep our ethnic foods alive. So definitely the home cooked meals that my mom used to make, and more modern Western cuisine mixed with the Asian cuisine. So.
Tell me about a couple of meals that your mom made
that my mother made. Well, she made one of my favorite dishes, which is it's called nam khao, and it's very different from the fried rice that you have in the Asian restaurants now. It's actually rice mixed with some red curry and some coconut flakes in there. And what you do is you form it into a ball, and then it's deep fried. And then once that, you remove that from the fryer, and it's a crispy outer layer. But when you break the ball apart, it's nice and soft and has this sweet aromatic flavor and fragrance from the curry and the coconuts.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so that's one of my favorite dishes. And then it's topped with some fresh herbs, some cilantro, green onions. And if you want, you can also put the pork in it, which is like a Spam that we have, the Asian style Spam that you put in it. But yeah, it's a very great dish. So that's one of my favorite.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So the gentleman that asked you to meal prep for him,
Yes.
He must have known you were a good cook, right?
Yes, he honestly he never tasted my cooking.
Oh, wow.
It was all off of Instagram. So you know how we eat with our eyes first?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am an advocate for great food pictures.
Oh, good.
So every meal that I cook, it will take me at least 5 minutes to perfect the setting.
Do you have like a white thing that you put over it, like to make the lighting right? Or?
I haven't gotten the lighting down yet,
Okay.
but definitely the placement of the colors of the meals. Yeah, I'm very particular how my food looks on camera.
So as soon as the show's over, I am going on Instagram to check this out.
Definitely.
So how am I going to get on there? What are the...
mini meals.
just go mini meals?
Yep, mini meals. Yep.
Mini meals. I'm going to do this. I'm going to
Yes.
check out this food. I can actually taste it while you're talking about it. Wow.
Awesome.
So Instagram, it's amazing what social media can do for an
Yes.
for a company. Like
Yes.
you probably had no idea that this was going to happen.
I had no idea. No, I just thought I was, taking pictures and documenting my love for food. So
That is absolutely amazing.
thank you.
So when did you decide to, like, how did you decide I'm going to make this a business? Like, how big did you get inside your house before you're like, okay, this is overwhelming now?
Well, I realized that it was getting overwhelming when I was prepping 150 meals, and I ran out of space. And
In one day?
Yes, I would. It would be like a
150 meals?
Yes, 16 to 18-hour shift, and I was. I had actually asked my cousin to come and help me, and she was like, "How come you didn't tell me you were doing this?" I was like, "I don't know. I thought I could do it myself, So
How many ovens do you have?
just one.
She's a true entrepreneur.
But you get smart with
yeah,
how
no,
to
I get
prep.
that, yeah,
You take a whole sheet and you
You're in
throw
it,
it
you're
all
in
in the
it.
sheet pan, and I
That's
got
timing amazing.
very creative with, we got smarter with how to
Oh,
prep.
sure.
So when I said, this is getting big, and if I want to make this a legit business, I have to get certified. I needed to take ServSafe classes.
Yeah.
So that's when I did some Google researching and found Hope in Maine in Warren, Rhode Island. They're a nonprofit organization, kitchen incubator, and it was a great start for food entrepreneurs like myself who didn't, know where to go. And the startup costs are very low, unheard of actually.
Because they have the kitchen they provide for you.
It's they have 5 commercial kitchens, and the founder of Hope in Maine, Lisa Raiola, amazing woman. She definitely has a heart of gold, and she has definitely changed the food business in Rhode Island.
She's
And
got
it's
a
a
vision. This woman has a vision.
Yes, she does.
And it's a nonprofit.
It's a nonprofit. Yes.
This is amazing. I didn't even know it existed. My
Right.
God, that's amazing. And she has changed people's lives. In
Oh
business,
yeah,
especially
I want
women
to
in
say
business. Wow.
over 200 plus businesses. I can't
No
even
way.
count.
Come out of that commercial
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yep, PVD Donuts actually one of
No
them.
way.
Need Donuts.
Yeah.
Hometown Pokey, just to name a few. So some of those businesses launched right out of Hope in Maine.
Is she a chef by trade, or is she just?
I don't think she is,
Oh, wow.
but I'm not sure honestly. But Lisa founded the business because she was fighting cancer herself,
Oh, gosh.
and she depended on a lot of food businesses to deliver meals to her.
To
So
home.
her vision was to do the same when she got well. She wanted to do the same for others, and then she founded Hope in Maine and decided to why not just one kitchen? Let's do 5 kitchens and
In
have,
that one building.
right.
That's amazing.
And have other entrepreneurs be part
Wow.
of this family.
Wow.
And, it's a great community.
It must be
What an
like when you walk
opportunity.
into that building, the smells must be amazing.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Wow. All different smells,
Yep.
absolutely.
What an opportunity, though, for
Oh,
so
right,
many
yeah.
startup entrepreneurs. 'Cause
Definitely.
Buying a restaurant's expensive,
Oh,
right? Or just
yeah.
the kitchen is
Exactly.
expensive, the equipment and everything, and it's there for you, basically to rent.
It's awesome. You walk in and you're like, oh my God, your eyes just lit up because everything's
Everything
stainless
you need is
steel,
ready
it's
at
like
fingertips.
clean. It's a
And
huge
Department of
kitchen.
she's dealing with like Department of Health and all that
Right,
stuff, so you
yeah.
don't have to even worry about it.
Yep, it's amazing. Great opportunity. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Hope in Maine.
That's amazing.
So, I want a meal. Stop me from the beginning. Do I no, see, I'm old. Phone call? No. Do I text? Do I email? How do you start the beginning and get the meal to your door?
So we did meal preps, and it was a huge business, very overwhelming. So I cook. I'm the main chef, and I cook with my cousin. So it's only
the one that came and helped you that day?
Yes. So we're a 2-man team, and there's only so much we can handle. So with the meal preps, we actually put meal prep on hold, and we're focusing on catering and pop-up markets. So we are at farmers markets, and we're actually going to be at Ravenous Brewery on March 14th.
Second person that's going to be there.
Yes.
Our last guest was going to be there.
Our last guest is
Right.
going to be there
They're doing
too.
they're doing very well. I live in Cumberland.
It's our first brewery, so we're excited. So we're launching new menu items, never seen before menu items, and also it's our 1-year anniversary in March.
Oh, congratulations!
You've
Was it a
come
quick
long
year?
way in
It
1
was
year.
a very quick year. Yeah, it was quick. Yep,
Nice.
very exciting.
That's amazing. So, you grew up and just liked to cook, and
Yes.
and became a thing.
Yes, this is correct. I mean, food brings people together, and I'm
does.
a huge family person. I love bringing family and friends together. I love to host our Thanksgivings. So, you know, we find joy in food. So, so that's how my love for cooking developed and came about. It's just the happiness and joy around food. So that's why I started, you know, cooking, and I definitely cook our meals healthier. So we use better for you ingredients. My mother passed away from leukemia in 2014, and I questioned what was in our ethnic foods. So I took it upon myself, and I did my research and realized that although we use healthy ingredients such as a lot of veggies, a lot of fish, what we didn't realize is how much sodium was in our food.
Sodium.
Yes, so the meal preps is why I started them.
Wow.
It's like, you know, even though I'm young, I still want to take care of my health. And, you know, at first it started as a weight loss journey, but then my passion for healthy eating is just, I really don't care how much I weigh or, you know, my size. I just care about my health.
So true. So what, you say you use good but few ingredients.
Yes.
What is the average amount of ingredients you put into a meal, do you think?
So I can probably say like 5 ingredients.
Wow, that's
yes,
amazing.
5 ingredients. To be perfectly honest with you, a good cook can, the flavors actually come from the vegetables that you cook. So, you know, for example, onions, if you cook onions, they become sweeter.
Sweet, yep.
So you don't really need to add sugar. And if you want to add sugar, you can do a healthy alternative, such as honey. So we do we make Thai iced tea, and our Thai tea is actually brewed fresh, and it's a combination of black teas. And what we do is we brew it overnight, and it's sweetened with local honey. So we get our honey from La Flora's Wild Honey. I believe they're in Swansea, Mass. And so that's it, just tea leaves and honey,
and that's it.
You got amazing tea. Yeah.
So if you're cooking onions, what would you cook them in?
Oh, I love onions. So I feel like I put onions in
everything.
everything.
But if you were just cooking them up, what would you do? Olive oil?
Oh yeah, you
butter?
can put a little
what
bit
would
of
you like?
olive oil, definitely
Olive oil. Hey, I had that right. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't. We don't use any butter in
No
our
butter,
cooking.
right?
No,
Yeah.
no butter, no peanuts. We don't cook, and that's very unheard of, especially in Southeast Asian cooking, to not use peanuts. But
Any specific reason, or?
well, my niece is allergic to peanuts,
Okay,
so we just never use peanuts in our cooking.
So you learned to cook without?
Right, yeah. I learned to cook without a lot of ingredients, just because the more simpler the ingredients, you know, the better the meals are. So, and we don't have any complaints, so we must be doing something right.
Sounds like
Yeah,
150
and you want to
meals a
taste
day.
the flavors.
Right.
I feel like when they add so much stuff, you can't taste each individual flavor.
Correct, yes, I agree. Sometimes it's overwhelming with the sauce that they put onto a fish, for example. We make a very good honey sesame salmon, and we use, our main ingredient in most of our food is Bragg's liquid aminos. Are you guys familiar with that?
No, tell me about that.
Bragg's liquid aminos is it's a healthier alternative for soy sauce.
Oh.
So, and you can get this at Whole Foods, Dave's Market, just almost
to
anywhere
Dave's.
now.
Pick me up a bottle.
Almost anywhere now, yeah. So
She's always at Dave's.
Well, I'm not Indian.
Andrew is, yeah. That's true.
So we cook a lot with that, and the sodium content in Bragg's is a huge difference between the ones that I grew up with. So when I started looking into foods and read the nutrition label, I realized that 1 teaspoon, which I don't know if you know how small 1 teaspoon is.
Yes, I do, yes.
Very small. 1 teaspoon of the soy sauce that my mother used was 98% of your total intake for the day. 1 teaspoon. Right. Yep. And our fish sauce. So we don't use fish sauce either. We don't use any of that. And that's when I started. It was like, wow. And you know, when she was making the meals,
it was more than 1 teaspoon.
More than 1 teaspoon.
Oh my God, I could just see myself.
Yep.
It's interesting though. The older I get, and there's so much more information out there on the web on healthy food, I have noticed in the last probably 5 years, when I do, which I don't have soy sauce that often, but when I do, I actually feel
swell up.
My knees. I
Achy?
feel the
Yes,
achy
definitely.
knees. And I'll say to my husband, I know that soy sauce we had last night at the restaurant,
It's
it
the
goes
sodium.
right to my knees.
Yes.
So it goes to show you really what it's doing to your body.
Yes, definitely. And Lisa is actually she's a huge advocate when it comes to that foods can heal us. Because she had stage 4 cancer, and she pretty much did a whole bunch of research on the foods that we eat, and she cured herself.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. So I am a strong believer that food can be medicine.
It
Well,
sure
you're
is.
putting it into your body, right?
Yes, definitely.
Right into your body. So whatever you put in is what you're going to get.
This is true.
Going to get out.
That's right.
But I feel like since probably the 80s and 90s, like processed food is like what a lot of people. I feel like it's
Right.
finally making a switch.
Finally.
I feel like
I
in the
hope
80s
so.
and 90s, even
Yes.
early, processed food was kind of like, oh, everything was processed.
Right.
Where today you see so many cooking shows, you see so many cooking books and magazines based on less ingredients,
Yes.
natural, organic, less processed.
Right. Less is better.
Yes.
Yes, less is
More
better.
about the actual, what you're eating.
Correct.
When I grew up in the 50s and 60s, honestly, everything was fresh right from the table. It was probably the late 60s, early 70s that everything went into
The processed.
processed food. And it took over like you would not
Well,
believe.
it was easy and
It
convenient.
was easy
It's
and
probably
convenient.
inexpensive, right?
Easy, convenient, cheap.
Yeah.
I tell the story all the time. I was probably 1973, and I worked in this bakery where they sold bread, the second day old bread. I remember going up to the manager of the company and saying, I only worked 1 day a week because I was a young mom and a wife, and I went up to the manager and said, my God, there's some smell in the bakery. I said, it's got this like, reminds me that I just got out of high school, the smell of like when you're in a science lab, like
Oh,
the
okay.
formaldehyde.
Yep.
And the manager of the, of the business said, oh, absolutely. We just started putting this in bread.
Oh,
Do you know how
preserve
you're
it.
selling it like the next day old? This is going to be on the shelf for a week to 10 days. And he was so excited telling me the story and how much the company was going to save and how people didn't have to throw bread away. And I walked away like, what an amazing idea.
Right.
Come to find out they're poisoning us. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Really, but that's how they sold it in the late 60s and 70s.
Right.
And it took off, like Ames said,
Well,
for 10 years. It's 10 of 20 years. It's finally going back, thank
Well, it was a
God.
preservative to keep the bread, so there's no food waste, right?
There's no
Right,
food waste,
yeah.
but it was wasting your body is what
Oh,
it was
yeah.
doing.
Definitely.
Yeah. I don't think they ever looked at, or maybe they did and kept
Well, I
it
think
from
they
us.
do. I
Yeah.
think they do now. I
Yeah,
think
I
at the
hope so.
time, they were just like,
Oh yeah, they see it clearly now, but then it was all just processed food. It's thank God we're going.
I feel like there's been a swing back
big
Oh,
swing.
yeah,
to meals that are fresh ingredients,
Yep.
which not from a box.
Right. Whole
Yeah.
Foods.
Yeah, stuff that
Local.
yeah,
Yep.
which is great. It's and I know everyone says, oh, it's so expensive. It really, when you break it down, it's not as
It's really not,
expensive as
no.
it could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I'm completely on the same page. I don't cook though. So have you had training in cooking, or has it just all been through experience? Have you like, do you know what I mean?
So I'll be honest, I've never worked in a restaurant
I love it.
at
That's okay.
all. And
That's
that's
okay.
what some people are like thinking, you must
You
be
got your
a chef,
experience,
and,
absolutely.
I got my experience just for cooking for my family.
From life.
So I actually, want to, kind of give a message to those chefs that are working for other restaurants. It's like someone like me who has never worked a day in a restaurant is able to launch a business,
Absolutely.
a food business.
A food business.
Right.
A
And-
healthy food business.
Right. So, it's just, like I said, the business found me. It's definitely my passion for cooking, and I don't think you have to be a pro to know what you're doing. And if you can specialize in one thing and stick to that and perfect it and become an expert, and that's really all you need. You don't need an extensive menu, you know. So for the farmers market, we make crispy spring rolls. And we also roll our fresh nim chow. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with nim chow. So nim chow is it's a fresh wrap. I would call it the Southeast Asian wrap.
I would say
So the thin wrap itself is gluten-free. It's made out of tapioca flour.
Oh, wow.
So it comes dry and you soak it in warm water and it gets sticky. So at the farmer's market, we have different fillings that we put into the wrap. So we have the...
So you can pick your filling?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So we actually source our meats from Blackbird Farm right in Smithfield, Rhode Island.
Our office in Smithfield, so we go by it every day.
So we do a Korean barbecue short rib. And we put the meat into the roll with some lettuce, spinach, cilantro, fresh herbs, and we rolled that right at the market. So people absolutely love it.
Oh, gosh,
it's
yes.
fresh and it's healthy, and it's very filling as well. Yeah.
You know what else I love about your business?
Yes.
Is you do business with local businesses.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everything you've said has been people from Rhode Island, Massachusetts area.
Yes, definitely.
Which is wonderful. You're supporting your own community.
Yes, I am.
You're not supporting other people. You're supporting people right in your own home.
Oh yeah.
Local business, yes.
The community with local businesses and entrepreneurs, it's an amazing community. Hope in Maine has a Facebook group just for the businesses within Hope in Maine, and we always talk about, you know, different events and advices on, you know, how to deal with this, or you know, it's just a great community overall, and it feels good to support your local neighbor, right? I mean, we're all in this together. So, so yeah, it's very important for me to create economic growth within Rhode Island, and
That's wonderful.
This is just the beginning for us.
Oh, you can tell, absolutely.
We definitely have a lot in stored,
Sure.
and you know, my goal is to be a legend. I want to be a legend, you know, for my daughter.
That's wonderful.
And my parents came here from Laos as refugees, so you know, I want to make them proud. And
I think they're well, I know your mother passed, but I'm sure they are very proud.
And I told them that I don't want to just be mediocre. I don't want to just work a 9 to 5.
You're not mediocre.
Although I am in the military.
We're going to talk a little bit about that. I was waiting for the 5-minute one. I'm like, let's start with the military.
Yeah, so I am in the military. It's going to be 11 years in May.
That's wonderful.
So
Thank you.
I'm definitely going to be a lifer.
Yes, you only need 9 more.
Yes. So I do this business on the weekends. I'm a very busy woman.
So you're in the you do the military all week?
Yep, I'm full time. Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
I thought you were reserve.
I am reserve, but I'm an air reserve technician, so
Okay,
we
so you work right on the
throughout
base.
week. Yep, we work at the base.
So
throughout
you
the
work
week.
on the base 5 days a week.
Yes.
I did not know this part.
Thank you for your service. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Work on the base 5 days a week and do this business at night and on the weekends?
Yes. So my Friday nights consist of picking up the ingredients from Blackbird Farm. She'll have it ready for me. I'll pick that up. We'll go into the kitchen on Friday and roll like 400 egg rolls.
In Warren?
Yeah, and then
rolls,
the weekends we'll wake up in the morning to go to the markets. Sometimes we'll have a market on Saturday, sometimes on Sunday. So that's what our weekend consists of.
Now, do you bring your daughter with you?
Oh yes.
Does she like it?
She loves it.
Good.
She loves the attention as well, and you know, she people love her. She's definitely she captures everyone's heart. Yeah, she's a little entrepreneur.
She's selling for you.
She is. She has the mini meal shirt on, and she's holding up signs, and you know.
How old is she?
She's 6 years old.
Give her a shout out. Give her a shout out.
Hi, Cadence.
How sweet.
She's gonna love that.
Of course she is.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
That
Wow.
is wonderful.
And she goes to Lonsdale School, you were saying.
Yeah.
Wow. She first grade?
She's in kindergarten.
Oh, kindergarten. Good
Yeah.
old kindergarten, yeah. So she's got a long way ahead of her.
Oh yes, definitely.
So you are balancing a lot.
I am.
You are.
Do you ever stop?
You know, yeah, actually, we have breaks here and there, but it's the first year of business, so we were very busy.
Very busy, yeah.
But my daughter comes along these journeys with me, so she gets to experience this. She gets to watch behind the scenes of what it takes, you know, to get where you want to go. And I think it's a very valuable lesson for her. And you know, I just want to set an example for my daughter, and so that she can, do better than me when
That's wonderful.
it's her turn. Yeah.
That is absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
So we got probably like a minute left, but if anyone watching the show wants to go into the business, what would you suggest to them?
I would say, just do it. There really is no right time. Just like when we're, thinking of having kids, right? You're always thinking like, oh, when's the right time? There really is no right time
No,
to do
it
it.
just happens. You gotta go with
I
it.
totally agree.
Honestly, you just have to do it because there's no such thing as failure. It's just another learning experience. And what's a better way to learn than to fail, right? I mean, you just know not to do it again or find a better way. So I held on to that as well. I founded Hope in Maine in 2017. I took the classes, but I didn't really launch the business till 2019.
Yep.
It took me 2 years. It took me 2 years and sat and said, do I really want to do this? But I invested into the business. Every dollar that we make. So every time we buy some new equipment, that's exciting for us. And so yeah, I mean, we're approaching our 1-year anniversary. I couldn't be any more
Congratulations.
proud.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank
You
you.
ought to be proud, absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. So just hope that people just follow our journey. It's an exciting one, especially when you see us working from the ground up.
Yes, that is amazing.
Pop-up markets, and actually we do have some exciting news.
Okay.
We just bought an enclosed trailer.
Oh, so you
yes.
can do food truck?
We do plan on launching our trailer come 2021.
Oh, that is wonderful. Congratulations.
So that's our birthday gift to the business.
That's awesome.
What a great
That's
birthday gift.
wonderful. That's
A lot
very
of
exciting.
businesses too are having food trucks or trailers come to their business instead of having like a party and taking people out because a lot of people can't make it. So
Yes.
we have like food trucks come like during the
Right.
summertime, and then our employees
That's
can.
the best way.
It works
Yeah.
out very, very well. They're very popular. Wow.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys come out and see us at Ravenous Brewery. We'll be there on March 14th from 5 to 9 p.m.
Oh, in the
And we
evening.
would love to, share our delicious food with you.
That's
Thank you.
very exciting.
Very exciting.
Well, congratulations on your
Thank you.
success. And I think one thing I definitely took away was, I think everyone thinks a journey is like you got to be in a restaurant, then go on. You're like, nope, I did it and I made it work. So that's great. to
I
show
love
that-
food. Love healthy food. This is where
Yeah,
I'm
you
at.
don't need to do. There's not one way to do anything.
This is right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.